Hey everybody, it's been a while since I've made a video. I kind of have turned that into a habit. Um, Today I wanted to talk about a term that a lot of people use, but I don't think they realize how offensive it actually is. Um, the term sex change makes the whole entire process seem a lot simpler than it actually is. Okay, the first step to transitioning, everybody transitions differently. Keep that in mind. Everybody transitions differently. No two bodies accept hormones the same way. But the first step for any trans person is you have to admit that you're trans. You have to be able to accept that that's who you are. As scary as it can be, that's the first step. Now, from there, you don't just get to walk into a doctor and walk out exactly the way you want to be. It's not the way it works. Unless you're rich and made with a buttload of money, maybe it can work out for you, okay? But in the standard regular human being's case, it's not how it works, okay? I have been socially transitioning for 3 years, and I've been medically transitioning for 2 years. So that whole entire year before I started my hormones, I had to get people used to calling me by my name. I had to get used to people calling me the correct gender. I had to get them to realize that I was not just a woman who wanted to be a man. I was a man, always have been, always will be. My insides are no different than they've ever been. My insides have always been the same. Nothing about me has actually changed except maybe my temper and my appetite. But it's not that simple. So I waited a year to get on hormones, and then once I got on hormones, it wasn't all that it's really cracked up to be. When I was on hormones for 6 months, I was on 100 milligrams per week. Okay, I was on depo testosterone. And again, no two people's bodies accept hormones the same way. I had a problem with it. Some people may not. Okay, please do not take my story and try to use it as a baseline for transitioning. Okay, please don't. I think I'm one of the worst cases that there could be, that I know of anyhow. All of my friends, their bodies have accepted hormones much better than mine have. So, checked my levels when I was on hormones for 6 months. My levels were almost doubled what they were supposed to be. They were at about 1,475, I think. Okay, that's terrible. But because testosterone is a hormone, it is a drug, you cannot make such a drastic change. So I got dropped down to 80 milligrams. I was on 80 milligrams for 3 months. They checked my levels. I was still in the 1300s. So then they had to drop me back down to 60 milligrams. 3 weeks, I believe, of being on 60 milligrams, I got my menstrual cycle back. And I didn't have it when I was at 100 milligrams. My testosterone was too much for my body, so my uterus was converting my excess testosterone into estrogen. I've been on hormones for almost 1 year and 11 months, and I still have this problem. I still get my menstrual cycle every month, and it's never the same. It's always wonky. But now I'm on a different brand of testosterone. I'm actually just on regular testosterone cypionate, and I'm on 40 milligrams. I've been on 40 milligrams for about 8 months now. However, with this new testosterone, I can physically feel my body getting better. My mood swings aren't as bad as they used to be, and my menstrual cycle is starting to get better, and it's balancing itself out. But it's still a process, and I still have a very long way to go in my own personal transition. I got top surgery, and that's all well and good, and a lot of people think that's where the journey ends. However, it's not. I'm very much so on the fence about bottom surgery. Half of me wants it, and half of me doesn't want it, but I don't know where I'll end up in that decision. I want a hysterectomy, but not at the moment. I think I want to utilize what my body can do. Childbirth is a beautiful thing. I don't know if I could actually physically carry a baby and push it out of my hoo-ha. I don't know if I'm strong enough for that. However, I never thought about creating a baby biologically, but at this point, it is a thought that I do have. I have so much confidence within myself, and I love myself so much now that I think that I would actually be able to do that. I would be able to handle all the awkward stares and how probably terrible being pregnant is. But again, that's still something that I'm very much so on the fence about. It's not something I ever thought about when I was living myself as a female. But now that I'm living myself as a male, I have the confidence to do such a thing. My body's not where I want it to be. My facial hair is not where I want it to be. And I feel as though when everybody first starts transitioning before they start hormones, they come up with this general picture in their head of what they think they're going to look like. I don't know anybody else, but I'm not even really close to what I thought that I would look like. I thought that hormones would be this great big powerful thing, and I thought that it would change me drastically, and however it's changed me significantly. I can totally see the difference in my pre-hormone pictures compared to my now pictures almost 2 years on T. But I think I kind of like hyped up what it would do too much, so now I have to find a more accurate reality of what I think I want to look like, and it's not an easy thing to do. I mean, there's so many different things, and now that I'm actually more comfortable with myself, I'm starting to change the style of the way that I dress, you know, according to my confidence level. And there are days where dysphoria still hits me like an 18-ton truck. I may not have a chest, but I still have hips and I still have thighs, and getting your cycle is never fun. And I mean, I don't get misgendered nearly as much as a bunch of other people that I know. I think that my voice passes really well, and I've always had a pretty masculine representation of myself, so hormones has done nothing but help that matter. However, saying that I got a sex change makes the past 3 years of hell that I've endured sound so simple, and it's not that way. Don't get me wrong, I love transitioning and I love everything that it has done for me, but it's not as simple as walking in and out of a doctor's office and being happy with yourself. Okay, so please remember that. And if you don't know the correct term to refer to somebody, say you know a trans person and just leave it as that. Transgendered, by the way, is not right for starters. It just sounds super weird, but and second of all, it's not correct. We are a transgender person, and that is that. We switched our gender once, not multiple times, and it's just, that's it. I am a trans man, and to be honest, you don't even need to identify us as being a trans human. It's not that important, although I very much so represent myself as trans, but that's because I'm proud of it. I am proud of all of the things that I have been able to accomplish and overcome because I'm trans. I never thought that I was going to make it to my 23rd birthday, and I didn't. I started living my life at my 23rd birthday, and it was the most beautiful thing that I've ever done. And I look back at the videos that I've made in the past about how much I've struggled, and it breaks my heart, like, to know that there are people out there who felt just as bad as I did, or even worse. It's so scary, and it's so sad to know that people don't get the help that they need. I was fortunately blessed with a great family. It took them a while to accept it, but they've all done it, and they have all done a tremendous job. And for that, I'm thankful, but not every trans person has the family that I have, and some of them don't even have the friends that I have. And it's scary. So please, just remember that what we go through is very, very hard, but it doesn't completely define us for who we are. We did not get a sex change. We are transitioning into a more beautiful version than we ever thought that we could be of ourselves. Thank you.